Hello, I'm Maynard Eaton, an 8-time Emmy Award-winning journalist who's been writing and reporting about politics since Mayor Maynard Jackson's second term in office. Since then, I've written politics for a number of publications, including the Atlanta Voice newspaper, where I had a column for a decade called Politics 411. Tonight, we relaunched Politics 411 in a digital format. Joining me tonight, our first guest, please meet Miss Marcia Ridley, who's running for House District
Hello.
89. How are you?
I'm well. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
Ms. Ridley, you're seeking a seat that's been held by some legends, a former representative and Reverend Hosea Williams, and lastly, I'm told, Miss Stacey Abrams. That district has a lot of history to it, does it not?
Yes, it does. And I'm very proud to be running as a candidate in such a historic community and, to follow such a hard act. I am very excited about it.
What do you bring to the table? Who are you and why would I want to vote for you if I was one of your constituents?
That is a good question. I really appreciate you asking that. My grandfather was been in this area in District 89 since 1925. He was a preacher all over the state of Georgia. We were baptized by Reverend O.C. Woods, most of us was. But one of the biggest things that he did was he was all about the community. He was all about serving. He taught us in this house initially how to serve the community, for me at a very, very young age. And at the age of 12, he said, "Feed my sheep." Of course, at the age of 12, I didn't know what that means. But today, I know what it means. I've been on the boots on the ground 20 plus years, fighting for our community, working in the community. And I've worked with some of the great leaders over here and making sure that our community stays safe, economically sound, and particularly our seniors, and taking care of them as well. So I have had an opportunity not only to know how to serve, but was taught how to serve well and to give myself, because that's one of the greatest gifts that I found is serving others.
What do you think that district needs now? Again, you had the Hosea Williams, who's an activist, and you have Stacey Abrams, ran for governor and now wants to be a vice president of the United States. What do you bring? What do you think? What do you need now there?
We need people that can continue, like Jose Williams, to build coalitions. One of the greatest things about Jose Williams, he was able to gather people together to make sense on different things that needed to happen in the community, even to the point that even if he had to start some sort of rally to get things done. But in this community, what we need better coalition, we need committees. And we're doing that now, but we just need to continue that in order to make things happen in this community, and particularly passing bills and laws and legislation. What they did, they worked with the community in order to pass some of the legislation, because we know that when legislation are passed, it affects everybody, the community, it affects our families. But what they did that was so unique that we don't have today, is they built those coalitions, came back to the community, talked to the community about the bills, how they was going to be affected by it. And then the community weighed in on how they should vote for those particular bills. And that's what we need today. We need to have continued boots on the ground.
You also hear you saying perhaps you need a voice for the community. Is that what's missing? Especially in a transitioning community. There's a lot of gentrification there, I would imagine. So there's a lot of change going on. And you're saying, I imagine, you're saying you need to be the voice for that change.
That is correct. I've been over here for such a long time and have worked with the community and have seen the changes. It is very diversified. But guess what? What I found in working with the MPUs, all the way up from East Atlanta, all the way to Cedar Grove, Conley, that we just need to continue to work together to build the coalitions. And no matter how diverse we get, I believe that we're better together than we are apart. And that's what works, and that's what is going to keep working.
Can you get anything done in the legislature should you be elected? Do you have the moxie, the clout, the cleverness to actually get things done for District 89?
Yes, I do. I think that we are living in a very interesting time, and we call that COVID-19, where things are rapidly changing and have changed our complete world. So not only do, we got parties and Democrats and Republicans, but there's things that can be passed across partisan lines, because there are some things that we all need to be working together on, and that's to make sure that when a pandemic of this sort come about, that we all can put our parties aside and work together and build some legislation that makes sense for the whole state of Georgia and not just one particular district. So I think that would be one way that we can work together and get something done.
Finally, Ms. Ridley, you work in politics, do you not? I mean, elections are your business. Am I correct?
Yes, I am working in election. I have been a consultant, and I'm still working as a director in the state of Georgia. And yes, it's very interesting at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and introduce Ms. Marcia Ridley, our first guest on Politics 411. She's up for election. Give her your support if you care to. Thank you, and see you again next week.